Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot topics. What's up, you nosy motherfuckers? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. You guys know I usually do lit at 6 on Tuesday, but because I did lit at 6 yesterday, and I actually tour y'all with that lit at 6, I can't even front. So I was like, I didn't need it to do it today. But I said I would come back today because, again, normally that's when I do it. And also because I wanted to talk about some of our reality shows. I did watch Love and Hip Hop a little while ago. So that definitely went down. Hold on. Yes, I did check into Love and Hip Hop. I did watch that just now, but that's not what this is about. I wanted to check in because why my behind didn't know, even though I told y'all last time that we gonna tune into Joseline's Cabaret. I call her Joseline, Joseline's Cabaret, yada yada yada. But then I said all of that and didn't even realize that it started. So I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. We already lit? Like I didn't know we was already lit with the cabaret. I thought, it didn't start yet. I had another couple of more weeks, but I'm like, girl, you the one that told them that the cabaret was getting started up. And now you talk about you didn't know it started. Like, where the hell were you? But in any event, yes, it did motherfucking start. And they are on episode 2. I said, wait a minute, I didn't know episode 2. What the hell going on around here? So I did watch episode 1 tonight, and our girl, listen, it's a guilty pleasure. I'm sorry to say it's a guilty pleasure. I can't even lie. I don't want to like Joseline's Cabaret, but something about Joseline, you know what it is? I know what it is about Joseline. I feel like Joseline is a prime candidate for healing hearts. So I am attracted to her in the sense that I want her to heal. Because some of the ish that she pull in this show and the BS that she get on with, you can tell she definitely needs healing. But again, that would have to be something that, she gets on her own. But that's why I watched the show, because for whatever reason, her antics lets me do more and more deep introspective work about healing people, right? So anyway, let's get on with it. If I'm not mistaken, we are on season 6. I think this is season 6, and it's episode 1 of Joseline's Cabaret, and it's called "You Didn't Have My Back." Right. So when it initially started, they dropped some basically Joseline was at the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and they showed the scene. They showed the little snippet where they was like Hennessy had leaked Joseline's phone number, and they was like, yeah, she had leaked the phone number. So they was on the cabaret doing what they do, yada yada yada. And then on at the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and then when the parade was over, she flipped on Hennessy. Now I liked Hennessy last year. Hennessy was one of my favorites on the show. That was my girl. So when Joseline was holding on, I felt kind of bad because I love her. But Joseline is a piece of work. She flipped on a girl, was like, "You ready to get fired, bitch," and all that. And then she started talking absolutely crazy to this girl. And that was one of the reasons why I liked Tennessee last season. I think that was she was on. And it was why I liked her in these moments, because she's going to stand up for herself. Now, in all fairness, she does take quite some time to do so, which I'm not a fan of, but she does take up for herself. She does take up for herself. But Joseline had said some slick shit, and then Joseline kicked her, and she was like, "Listen, bitch, you ain't gonna get too many times. Fuck you, fuck this show. It can be up in the fuck stuck." And I respect that. And I respect that because, again, I feel like Joseline's ultimate goal on this show is to degrade these women, right? And I think because she feel like that's a lot of what was done to her, that verbal and emotional abuse, so she likes to inflict it on other people. So when she flipped on Hennessy was like, bitch, you got one more time, and then it's up in the stuff. But once she starts standing up for herself, then you have Ocean. Ocean is the one. I cannot fucking stand Ocean. I cannot stand Ocean I cannot stand Ocean. She is such a white girl pick me that is irritating. But anyway, she's here on the show. So once Hennessy started standing up for herself and popping shit to Joseline back, she stalled on Hennessy. So they start fighting, boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, right? So as they thumping, Joseline is like, yeah, get that hoe, whip that trick. So she's looking at Danny and Andrea saying, why the fuck y'all didn't whip that trick? Because y'all know y'all my main girls. So they was just a little looking like, we was last week together. At this point, I'm just inclined to believe I got this internet service from yeah, I'm gonna have to get this up. I'm gonna have to get this up because getting booted out like this every time I go live, and the tech came out last week, so I don't understand why this is still happening. But because it's still happening, yeah, I think it's a sign that you remove the person that gave you the internet service. Maybe you should remove the internet service as well because I really don't understand why I'm still getting booted out. And the guy came out last week, gave me a new box and every motherfucking thing, so that must mean it's over. But anywho, I'm back. So like I was saying, the white girl Ocean jumped in. Joseline was cursing the Danny and Andre out because she was like, y'all was supposed to stolen this bitch from me. Anywho, then you see the introduction, right? I'm not gonna lie. I I I got a love hate thing with Joseline. I love Joseline. I love the introduction. I love the song. I love the theme. She gave it all the props to Ballistic. I love the fact that they work together as a team, even though it's a toxic ass team. I'm here for it, right? So anyway, the introduction came on. I enjoyed it. I was like, go on, Joseline. So then the show actually starts, and they're in LA because this is Joseline's Cabaret, California, right? So they're in LA, and the LA mansion is nice. The LA mansion is very nice. The LA mansion is nice, right? And then Joseline arrives and she's there with Ballistic and Melissa. I wasn't here to see Melissa, but okay, Melissa got a fade in braids. I'm not here for that, Melissa, but okay, girl. So anyway, they sit down, they start discussing, the expansion of the cabaret and yada yada. And Joseline is like, listen, I'm trying to find a bitch that I deem is worthy because I want to turn this over to them because I want to go off and have a baby with my man. I love how Joseline loves Ballistic. Like, I love their relationship. I feel like they work together good. They partner together good. He helps her make up money. She puts all his beats on her show. Like, I like the partnership. I think that's a good thing, right? So anyway, she was like saying, like, I got to get some ladies that I feel like I can turn the cabaret over to, but these bitches don't seem worthy, and that's annoying. Joseline had on some Balenciaga earrings. I was here for those earrings, Joseline. I really liked them, right? So then she started discussing the incident that happened at the parade. So what happened at the parade was you really pretty much stole on Hennessy because you said she leaked your number, so you flipped on her after the performance, right? But one of the things that Joseline said that I wasn't clear on, Joseline was like, and then Hennessy attacked me. Joseline, maybe we didn't see the same. Maybe they edited some parts on Zeus because, sweetheart, she did not attack you. You attacked her. You attacked her verbally and then you attacked her physically. And once it got to that point, she was like, listen, bitch, it's not going to be too much of that. It could be up and stuck and y'all could kick me the fuck off this show. And that's exactly what happened because I could see that's why they had her face blurred out because she must have not consented to being on the show no more because after that incident. So they had to blur her face out for any scenes that she was in. But Joseline, baby, that's what lets me know you need healing heart sugar because you was there telling the Melissa and Ballistic and also us in the audience that she attacked you. The Joseline, she didn't attack you, baby. You attacked her, right? So, anywho, so of course, Danny and Drea, they back on this season. Ocean is back, the white girl. I cannot stand Ocean. I cannot stand Ocean. If there was ever a such thing as a pick me and they had the definition in the dictionary with a face, it would be her. I cannot stand Ocean, right? So then they have Death. I forgot all about her last season, so I didn't even know she was coming back. They had Neek. Neek came back. Neek is who won last season. Neek got on my fucking nerves last season, and I think she's gonna get on my nerves this season, right? They have Natural. Natural gave kind of like the bullhead, hardcore. You know, she gave that vibe. I mean, I guess I wasn't too here for her. They had another girl coming back named T Love. I remember the face, but I don't really remember what she did in the show. But one of the things that they did say was that they was like, T Love has a sibling, I think a sister, and that sister beat the dog shit out of Natural. So this would be their first time seeing each other on the show. I was like, okay, so let's see how that's gonna go, because they said she beat Natural so bad, Natural peed on herself. So I said, what? Egypt is back. If I'm not mistaken, I think Egypt was the one who said she had the car accident situation. I don't remember. Isis is back. I did not want to see the dread Isis. She gave me very much Erica Badu vibes. She gonna light incense. She gonna burn sage. She gonna be holistic. And I'm okay, girl. Okay. Okay, because you also underneath all of that was being a pick me. I wasn't here for that. So I didn't want to see Isis, but apparently she's back. And my girl Lexi Gold. I loved Lexi Gold on the season. And then I followed her on IG and I loved her there. That was my girl. So I was happy to see her back because I didn't appreciate she got kicked off. And apparently, Lexi looked good. Lexi looked good. She lost some weight because she was more on the side of the thicker, curvy. Now she a little bit more slimmer, like her stomach is flattened. Lexi Go look good. Lexi Go looks good, right? So Erica is back. That's the one they was calling Jigsaw. She's back. I guess. And Chinks, they had Chinks is back. And I wrote, I don't remember much about her from the last season. But as time went on during the episode, I could see what I remember, right? So anyway, I was looking at Joseline because it seems as though Joseline might have got implants. She giving me those real Pam Grier titties, right? Joseline, I think you should have just got a lift. I think you should have just got a lift because those implants look too fucking big and they low-key make you look like more chunkier on top, right? I think you should have just got a lift to have your titties sitting up more perky. I'm considering a lift. I like the way that look, right? But anyway, Joseline was very pretty. She looked very, very pretty. Joseline's hair looked very good. Her makeup looked good. She just looked pretty. She looked really pretty. And even with the work she got done on her face, she still looked good. It doesn't look like, you know, Carly Red and them. No, her works look good. So I was like, okay, Joseline, I'm here for that, right? But Joseline, I want to say something to you that I don't want to claim this for you, but I low-key could see it coming. I think sooner or later down the line, and it may not just be you, it could be the entire network, but I know definitely for you, I think you might have a Diddy situation moving forward. I think, God forbid, but I do, because I see that you are very verbally, emotionally, and physically violent to these girls on the show. You can see that. So I think that eventually they'll let on that you might have been allegedly sexually disrespectful to them, and then I would just put the icing on the cake for them and take you to court, because some of the things that you say and do to these young ladies on the show, it really is a representation that, my darling, you need healing hearts. You need to stop treating these girls like this. You really, really need to stop. But anywho, she calls Andrea on the phone and she starts cursing her the fuck out of, humbling her like, oh, bitch, you didn't have my fucking back as much as I did for you. You know, you're supposed to bow down, bitches. And she just was, this relationship is very toxic. It's very, well, most of the relationships with Joseline and the girls of the Cabaret, it's very toxic. It's very nasty. It's very disrespectful. It's very much, you're a peasant and I made you. I did everything for you, so you should bow down, bitch. Like, it was a lot. And again, you get Andrea, they're like, no, you're right. And I apologize. And I normally ride for my friends. So what Joseline's issue is she feel like once Hennessy was like, bitch, enough is enough. And if you do one more thing, I'm going to beat your ass. She felt like when Hennessy did that, all of them should have commenced on Hennessy. The only one that commenced on her was the white girl, Ocean. Right? So now she's holding Ocean up on the pedestal and saying Andrea and Danny and everybody else is pussy because they allowed it instead of boasting up on that girl. And the reason why I say you dead wrong, Joseline, because just like I said earlier, you're going to say you got attacked. No, you did not get attacked. You attacked her. You didn't expect her to respond the way that she did. But something in me says she has a little bit of dignity and self-respect about herself. She just so money hungry, so she was trying to be on the show show and allow it. But because she had that little eeny weeny teeny weeny baby 5% of self-respect and dignity for herself, she couldn't allow much more. But that's why she was like, do it again, bitch, and it's up and it's up. And see, once she said that, Joseline, you ain't seem like you wanted no smoke. It seemed like you wanted everybody else to attack for you at that point. That's why you want to smoke with Danny and Andrea, right? So anyway, she tells them, listen, I put you on the show. Yeah, I wonder also too, do Danny and Andrea and any of these other girls that's getting belittled and treated this way to this extent, do their families watch the show? Because I'm telling you right fucking now, my family would have been like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. First of all, either get off that show or you're going to have a motherfucking problem. Because what the fuck is you letting this bitch talk to you all crazy and kick you and slap you and tell you get out on the floor and bark like a dog and you just doing all that for some money? And then even what they were saying, it was like, oh, well, how much Joseline asked at one point, which I was a little confused. She said, how much did you make me? When I think she meant how much did you make with working with me, right? So Andrea was like she made 80, and then Danny was like she made 30, and then I think this is 50. I'm sorry, 50. And this is in a time span of like maybe 8-9 months. These are regular working people's salaries. These are regular working people's salaries. So if you're going to go somewhere with this girl and get degraded and demeaned by her, the least you could be doing is making more than what a regular person going to a 9 to 5 would, right? And she tried to talk about the other things like, oh, the traveling and the clothes. And Danny, it looked like that fucking outfit you made yourself. So how much clothes did she really give you? Your hair don't even look good. Y'all look crazy. But again, I think it's more about clout than about anything else. And I think Joseline like holding it on y'all because she knows she's the one getting y'all the clout. Right? So like I said, she was cursing. They both arrived to the house, but she was like, she wanted them to come over so she could have a conversation. First Andrea pulled up and then Danny pulled up. So she was walking on Danny the same way she's walking on Andrea and saying, oh, you ain't have my fucking back. And Danny was like, no, I wanted to, yada, yada, yada. Andrea said, and this is something I could respect. She was like, it was children out there at the parade. So she felt like it wasn't for her to now be physically fighting in front of those children. And I respect she felt that way because I'm kind of pretty much the same. Like, you don't want to do that in front of young people. So she was saying that's why she didn't get involved, but normally she would have Joseline's back. But it seemed like y'all do have Joseline back and y'all support her and all that and uphold her and shit that's wrong. Because why are you diving on this girl? Even if you tell her she fired, she on the Cabaret no more. Why when she didn't respond? Because Hennessy was like, okay, oh well. It seems as though when she didn't beg you the same way I used to watch you beg Stevie J and shit, you got upset and you kicked her. And when you kicked her, she said enough is enough, bitch. And she was trying to get you, and that's what made the white girl dive on her. So it's like that's what you need, Joseline. But okay, whatever. So as she's talking to Andrea, Danny comes in. She starts to ask Danny, didn't I make you money? How much money did I make you or we make together? All that, like I said, it sounds like regular people who work 9 to 5 salary. But because Danny's responses can seem very sarcastic, and I think she's one of those type of people that laugh to keep from crying, her responses did seem sarcastic. And Andrea, where she comes across like she thinks she's being even more sincere, I think she got annoyed that she felt like Danny was laughing. We both ain't do shit. We both getting held on us. What's the joke? So she took and stole on Danny. Boom. So they started fighting and she buzzed Danny fucking nose, right? And I don't know. Joseline was she just kept reminding them that she saved them and they would have turned out like her because nobody saves her, but they should be lucky for what she's doing. Like, it seems like every opportunity you get, you take to humble them and make them feel like they're not shit, because I think, Joseline, that's all you have been treated like. You weren't shit. So all you're doing is regurgitating all of the things that happened to you onto them, and it's sad because it is a form of abuse. No shade, but it's a form of abuse, whether it be emotionally, whether it be verbally, it is a form of abuse. And I think you need to kind of relax with that and speak to these women a little better. Not saying you can't be strict and stern and have your cabaret rules and all of that, but it just be some things that be unnecessary. So anyway, Drea took, boom, punched Danny in the face, nose start bleeding, right? Next thing you know, this white bitch show up, Ocean, because remember, she had Joseline's back when Hennessy tried to stand up for herself. So according to Joseline, now you queen bee now. And that white girl need that validation because here she go. But Joseline is finally starting to see me. Joseline is finally starting to notice me. Girl, shut the fuck up. So anyway, her and Danny get into it, and they have their scuffle, boom bop bam, boom bop bam, boom bop bam, so on and so forth. I was cracking up because Danny already had a bloody nose from Andrea. So when she went to fight the white girl, it got a little worse. Here, Joseline, now listen. Y'all watch out. Let her go get together. You go wipe your nose because I don't even know what your status is. I was cracking up. I said, Joseline over here took. I don't know if you got HIV. You can be over here bleeding on everybody. So I said, this girl is a trip, right? So she's having some type of party that later on that night, and the rest of the girls are supposed to come through for the party. So now we're gonna see the new contestants plus the oldies every time. One of the newbies was G Baby. She said she was from LA, but she stayed in Atlanta. We had another girl called the Hottest Flame. She said she's from Decatur, Georgia, and she was a pro wrestler. We had Miss Kanaya. She said she was a rapper from the DC area. And we had Love from Baltimore, Maryland. And she didn't say what she did, right? And then we had Teo Jane Doe, and she said she was a dancer. She was winning the cabaret this year. And then we had Gypsy. Gypsy said she was coming from Erica Mena's show trying to find love, but apparently that didn't happen, so she had to move on. I would either A, because I did see that Erica has an interview in regards to that situation, but I would also have to listen to another one that I've seen because Erica, you over here dagging with whatever. Okay, right. But Gypsy was there with them. Then we had Sky. She was from Toledo, Ohio. Sky had really beautiful eyes. They remind me of my mama. She had very beautiful green/hazel eyes, right? And so now all of the newbies, like some of the newbies are on one bus and some of them are another, and they taking the young girls, they're not taking them, they basically going back to the mansion and they having a conversation, right? And they talking about, well, who are you, where are you from? That's how I got the names and so on and so forth. But then Chinks got on and Lexi Gold was already on, and this what made me remember Chinks. I can't remember what it was. It was the other one. I'm gonna show y'all that they were saying the hair looked bad and all that, right? So apparently Chinks must have said some sick shit about Lexi Gold regarding some kids and some inappropriate or whatever, right? So because of that, Lexi was like, listen, I'm not forgiving you for that because what type of time you on? Why you lied on me? I don't be playing with no kids, no that. She's like, I said what I said, I did what I did, and what the fuck you gonna do about it? The next thing you know, they commit into a fight. Bing, ba da 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 da, boom, ba da 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 da, because she like, you disrespected me. You disrespected me. Why are you saying that? Oh, I had some situation with some kids. I don't do no fuck shit like that. And because of that, I'm gonna have to beat your ass. So that's what ended up happening with them. And that was the end of the first episode. That was the end of the first episode. I was shocked. I'm like, I feel like it went off kind of quick. That was the end of the first episode. And again, I love reviewing the shows, and I definitely love Joseline's Cabaret. So I'm about to tag back in. I'm going to watch episode number 2 tomorrow, and I'm going to come with a lid at 6 on Thursday where we'll discuss a lot of topics, but also we're going to discuss the episode 2 of Joseline's Cabaret. Y'all tune in with me. It's coming on Sundays. We're going to get back into our girl. She a nut. She a fucking nut, but we know that. We know that it's a nut we could deal with. My boy Ballistic there. Melissa's there with a fade and braids. Okay, girl. Good to see you. I guess you Joseline do, boy. It don't matter. They getting that money. But again, the mansion looks good. Joseline looks good. And it looks like it's going to be an interesting season. So I want y'all to tap in. So I promise y'all tomorrow when I come in, I'm going to watch episode number 2. And then on Thursday, we're going to do another letter at 6. And I'm going to be ready to roll with all my decent feats. And that one will probably be more centered around reality shows because we got some things to discuss. In any event, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I appreciate you tuning in. I love you so much. Welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Hard channel where we focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on that video right now. And I will catch you guys Thursday for the live. Love you. Mwah.